Beloved star, warmest welcome to Immortal Starlight Pod, episode 28, Finding Your Ancient Sunstar Temple. And the energy for this is so very beautiful. I'm recording this on solstice itself, and the Sunstar temples, the ancient Sunstar temples of which I speak, they flowed through for the solstice transmission within the Elven Aurora, and the sense that there was this wave of activation occurring of the ancient Sunstar temples. And my mind immediately went to those Sunstar temples of Egypt and of Atlantis. And I, to some extent, expected that frequency thread to be the one that gifted itself. And in fact, as I tuned in, the Sunstar temples moving through, coming through on this great diamond wave of this solstice, are of the great starlight ages of before and before, and they literally have not risen upon earth or been known in consciousness for many, many a long age. And what is so beautiful about walking with the Elven remembrance is that the Elven belong to the light of the morning star and of the evening star, both within the silver wheel. The records I was gifted within the book of the silver wheel, the morning star shines in the east, the teachings of the Eagle Elder Lodge, and so forth, and the light of the evening star shines in the west. And as Elven and the Elven DNA within each one of us, that diamond Elven DNA that's part of the sacred human design, as one of the founder star races of the earth that dreamt this sacred angelical human design into being, that we carry this record of the great ages of the diamond suns of before and before. And yes, these are ages such as Lemuria, such as Atlantis, but in fact they belong to just the last of the great diamond ages of the sun upon earth. And there are ages of starlight, ages of creation that the starlight can remember of before and before, these great roots of the tree of peace upon earth. And these records are just beginning to arise, to be unearthed within consciousness, to be gifted, and it's part of the sequencing of Gaia, of Earth's awakening. And in the Elven remembrance, as it is spoken, these are the seventh dimensional and beyond records of light, of the earth, of her body of light, when there is an era of pure soul star creation. What I spoke of in the last pod, was it the last but one, the Elder Books of Light? No, it was the last one, the fulfillment of our solstice stargate, that we come into the realm of primary creation. And that is the realm of, if you like, of our genius, the realm of our soul star creation. And we step into our own diamond light codes and create as the one who we are upon this earth, when we dream, when we even create the presence of our beingness from this level. And with the handing over of the keys of power to our physical reality, we are really starting to learn and experiment more and more deeply with our experience and physicalizing at this level. And that's our behaviors, that's everything. And we are deepening this diamond light frequency within our lived experience. And so the ancient temples of the Sunstar, these records of those ages when we created thus, when we were here in this way, and this is the essence of Elven and what the Elven remember, and also in their light as the morning star, the age that is dawning, the age that has come, that which we are remembering as the future we are creating and that we carry in our starlight within us. That is the future we carry, literally diamond seeded, coded within us. We are that future of the morning star, just as we are the evening star of the roots of that great tree of before and before and before. So we are the roots and we are the flowers, the blossoms of the age that is dawning, the leaves. of that tree of peace upon earth. So our record is vast, and our now moment, that beautiful 0 point of the trunk of the great tree, our inner heart, our stillness, our presence of the one who we are here and now. And upon this day, solstice, a very beautiful new sphere of heart energy has opened up, has awakened. And my guidance for this solstice day was to be very much within the realm of primary creation. And little did I know how that would actually affect me and impact me just before solstice. So last night I received a phone call, and it was from a lady telling me that the house I was going to look at tomorrow as it was then, had been taken, that they found a tenant for it already, and she didn't want me to go through the process of disappointment to see it and then not be able to move in because someone else has already taken on the tenancy. And so, yeah, I put down the phone and I had two feelings within me. One of deepest trust. This is exactly the unfoldment that is needed, because strangely, just moments before, I'd been so in love with the idea of this house, but really in love. I'd been dreaming, so perfect in so many ways, and it felt like the most beautiful expansion and dream coming true, quite literally. And so I felt this profoundest disappointment and sorrow at the same time as this great sense of trust, because just moments before, I'd asked myself a question. I'd found myself riding this wave of this future diamond light and asking myself what I would most love to call in. And funnily enough, that house was not what rose in that diamond, not within the pure diamond source frequencies of my being, as much as it felt like a dream of dreams fulfilled. And in that moment, that reverie, I observed that and I thought, oh, that's interesting. That house is appearing as the energy of a secondary realm of creation. It's as though it's a dream, but one I have borrowed, as it were, from the spheres around me, kind of woven of other layers of my soul. But it's not actually coming direct from that primary light of Soul Star creation and that one who I am. And I thought to myself, well, maybe it's an intermediate timeline then. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And then some moments later, I got the phone call. So that was an extraordinary sequencing, funnily enough, because of the strength of the emotion. And I really was incredibly sad. And I forgot that I'd tuned in just moments before. It's so interesting. That just went from awareness. I was in a different layer of consciousness. I was in the part of myself that had really dreamt that, and I needed to let it go. And so the sorrow, the grief was part of just letting that go. For our sadness is part of and it's allowed to move through, is part of, if you like, it's almost like the evening starlight of our energy, from the perspective that the evening starlight is also to do with the ending of great ages, the ending of that which is passing, letting go of that which we've been, that which we've loved, that which we've dreamt. And the Elven too, when we think of their ships at the Grey Havens and them leaving this world, departing into the realms of the West, so hold this energy of the grace, of the feeling note, of the songs of our sorrow, the songs of our endings. Also, when realities complete, migrate, even when it's separation that's ending, when it's suffering that's ending, there is this great tenderness of letting go, of loss, of unveiling from that reality and allowing it to flow, to depart, as the current of love moves through us, carrying that from us. And I believe this came through strongly this morning, that as we awaken, while I am certainly and easily one of the very airy starlight souls of this dawn, I have a strong air element, 5 planets in Libra, and my moon is in Aquarius. And aside from those, just the lived moment of my being is as a communicator and as one with this airy and ethereal strand to my being. And as one such, and I think it is a challenge for many starlight souls, a great learning in this lifetime has been to be present to my emotions, to my feelings, and all of my great initiations when I was young were through learning and being taught by my elders and my teachers to feel and to feel deeply. And every part of my angel wings often wanted to just fly and rise above it all into the higher point of perception. But I learnt that while there is that energy of transcendence, of ascendance, of rising within our souls, it exists with that twin current of descent and the power of love actually descending through us, moving through us, which is so much the experience of our emotions, and especially as our frequency rises, as we come through. And T.S. Eliot made this distinction between emotions and feelings. And I believe that as we learn to honor our emotions, what we actually start to touch in on is the deeper body of our feeling and our true feeling, the currents, the powers, the depths of the vibrational music of our feeling nature. And that is a huge gateway to our multidimensional being. The great song of our feeling, the current of how we feel, really, when honored, we literally find therein the shining gateways of that great remembrance of all that we are, inscribed within our soul star, and often, yes, our ancient and our deep timelines of the far light of love that we are and have always been. And through that descent into our feeling body, into earth, into Orielle, into Gaia, into Tara, yes, it can feel at times as though those wings want to ascend, just sort of to rise out of it. But what I have discovered is that, in fact, through that descent, the most profound liberation is gifted, and it is the current of that love moving through our cells, reforging them into the crystalline doorways of our soul star embodiment. And that the soul star life, the ascended life, the diamond octave, is a life where we are actually restored from being quite numbed out, either numb or in the chaos of emotions that we may allow ourselves to feel. And we may say we allow a lot of feeling of emotionality in our life, but I think there's a certain level where we can be very expressive of emotion, but not really stilling into, not really letting its true occurrence take place. And I think that's where it transitions from emotion into feeling, and we discover what is really taking place within us. And so we transition from either being that numbed out or just in the chaos of a lot of emotions that are not allowed to fully express as what they are. We transition from that into a life that is deeply felt, resonant with the music of deepest feeling, of that which we truly care for. And the soul star light is actually resonant, redolent with this carrier wave of our true feeling, that which we truly care for through realms, dimensions, worlds. And that is the carrier wave of our connection one to another. What do we care about? What do we care for? And so all of this connects back to that ancient Sunstar Temple that I spoke of the great diamond starlight ages. For this is a Sunstar Temple that is within Earth, that is within the lived expression of our felt realities here upon this Earth. And if you ever wonder how to open the keys to those shining doorways, not just of the stars and the outermost starlight of our celestial nature, but the true earth doorways within her elemental body of light and her ground, it is really, I believe, through tracking, through allowing that ground of our own feeling body, those deeper notes of our being to sound, be felt, be heard. And through there, the unbelievable gateways of Gaia, of Earth, Orielle's deeper mysteries awaken and open to us, to the pure in heart. And So my own solstice stories. So as I mourned this loss, and it felt very, very deep, and I was gifted instead the realm of my primary creation this solstice. So I thought I would be flying in the car across the hills to this beautiful dwelling, and it might be the beginning of opening that door to a beautiful existence. Instead, I sat on my bed with my books open of the Golden Wheel, and I received the beautiful Soul Star legend wrought within its pages. That innermost primary timeline of Soul Star creation was gifted. And it was very tender, very inner, very much of the innermost I am presencing of my own elven golden heart. Her voice, that one speaking through the song of my people, sounding what we truly remember, what we truly know and hold for the dawn and for all worlds and always have. And that gift that otherwise would have been overlaid by a realm that revealed itself as being that of secondary creation. And so I understood that also that my own soul star, through my intention, though not necessarily my conscious wisdom at the time, really in a sense protected me with a kind of diamond reverberation and seal upon the reality, because I had dedicated this day to that primary timeline of creation. And so it was fulfilled, so it expressed. Even the lady not wanting to waste the energy of my heart in the disappointment I would experience, if they finalized with the offer from the other tenant. Maybe she could have said, yeah, let's make sure we see this other lady too, so we have two potentials, but she didn't, and set my energy free too with that integrity. So yeah, with this, I would love to call in that ancient Sunstar Temple of the diamond ages of before and before and before. And our sun star now and earth Orielle and the great central sun of source of all worlds are now in this profoundest alignment through solstice, this diamond wave, a convergence of energies that have not wrought together in this way, not within the sequencing of our ascension until now. It's as though a convergence of spirals of angelic and infinite design converging in this now moment. And we have an opportunity to receive that. And it unlocks and opens our heart in a whole new configuration and design. So with that, there becomes accessible these ancient Sunstar temples of before and before. And within my own I am elven remembrance, it is so infinitely beautiful to walk through that gateway and to remember I could feel the resonance at the edge of the frequency and the space as the call came in, but then to walk within, to step within this golden elven Sunstar temple that I have not seen or remembered until now. To know that truly it is time, going within the angelic aura diamonds inlaid, the sense of its architecture feels as though four-pillared, as it were, only they're not pillars, they're as though extensions of the architecture. And these architectures of before and before, the golden diamond architectures of the white starlight, of source creation, rising within earth from her great ages, there are foundations to our dawn, even now in this seventh dimensional and beyond frequency that we are stepping into in our physicality. Even here, because this is a light dancing from source, from mystery in every breath and every moment, even here there are foundations, if you like, self-arising in the diamond light, and this celestial record of soul star creation upon the earth. So with this, you may begin to feel the song of the ancient Sunstar Temple within your own diamond lineage and light upon earth Orielle. And even if you are a soul who has not incarnated through those ages or been connected through a prior incarnation to one of these Sunstar temples of the Diamond Ages, it may be that there is one such with which your soul star holds affinity in the light, to which you are called to connect now, that really supports your arising into this primary mode of soul star, sun star creation upon the earth, and learning, as I've shared my own story, this learning how. We are learning how again, learning to discern frequency. And it is a subtlest discernment, powerful and yet subtle. As I described, for me, the dream of that house was so close and kindred in a sense to that energy of soul star creation. And yet my soul in the end could identify the difference when I asked what was really that primary diamond timeline of the future, what I really spoke and called towards. It was so fascinating to see that just wasn't really present. It was as though to one side of that. And so this discernment continuously, we will learn and strengthen into this ever more. The beauty of learning this again, learning to walk the earth in our soul star, in our diamond light, and evermore the victory of this light as we shine in radiance as the ones who we are, beacons of the dawn. And so I'm going to call in now a transmission, calling in now as heart to heart, star to star. We connect one to another, Ianate Rathanya, across time and space as we are, Inara Tiana, really just trusting and celebrating this moment, Anokara Tiana, the flow of the codes one to another, Ianakara Tianyara Thetian, as we meet here, the diamond golden radiance of this solstice, Enokar Niyamananyana, of this diamond stargate, this solstice stargate, and bringing yourself into resonance with the core of the earth, her inner diamond light. Oratian, Eathiratian, this that within your being wishes to unveil in those deepest layers of the feeling body of earth, of Orielle, Iana Ratana Karatian, Thanana, the current awakening, Ananyana Ratiana, our deepest care and remembrance of before and before and before, Anyana, that which we have wrought and loved long since, Akanai, Yana, allowing ourselves to feel once more, to care this much, this deeply, to love this much, this deeply, this far, Yatan Thanametiere. And in the diamond light, the golden canoe of the Elven, Akora Tiana, arriving to you. They greet you, the Elven, clad in the mosaic robes, golden, of Alacia Nora, brow to brow and star to star in the old way. Anana Rethian, entering within. You are sailing in the diamond light. Conveyed now, Ona Kian Atere, conveyed Totar Amanyen, Kinar, and Ya, through the portals of the diamond ages, of the diamond suns of before and before and before, the wisdom of the evening star within Atayarathan. And you are arriving now to that ancient temple of the sun star, Ianakora, with which you hold affinity in the light, disembarking from the canoe, Anaratian, and coming with love to stand at its door, Kanokar Mean Ashere Thoramanatan. Temples of the sun star, temples of Orielle of earth, Kanokora Tiana, rising from a deeper layer of our innermost diamond light of before and before and before, presencing now, unlocking Kaya Shene Tiana, the stored brilliance of the ages of the diamond suns that have been. May you gain access to your record. You are entering within now, beloved star, Ianokara Tiana, into this sanctum, this sanctuary, Tiana of the sunlight, of the ages of before and before that calls, Anakai Anonara Tien. Stepping within, Korothuhien Amananayar Tatyer. Feel the power, magnificence, the love, the architecture, Koratien here in Thoramian, taking a moment in stillness to observe and to feel Onakar Takien Oretheyan Omar Ye Nora Yaname Anana. We unlock the ancient doors. We remember Yanakare. We remember Kurte Yanana Momara, that which has been veiled until now. Koratiana, completion of the earthen celestial blossoming of this solstice. Koratiana Yana, the revelation of the ancient temples of the sun star of the diamond suns of before and before and before, Kianemete Orthanier, taking a moment within to receive, Okar, to feel, Kunemer Ian, to be. Urniarete, Kino, Ion Keratian, Enamar, Enai Ater, Orthkian, Nayar, Umnare. And so it is, Omar Atian, to remember Anyana Atian as the temple aligns with the diamond golden light through our sun, our star, through the great central sun of all worlds of source. Anaya Taratian, Oyeshtian, and the golden diamond radiance of dawn is calling forth, summoning forth this ancient Sunstar Temple through the layers of earth, you within its heart, rising now, rising now, rising now through the layers of earth, Koratian, to the surface of the earth, Otian, rising into the light of the day, the light of the sun star, the light of the age that is come, Ianatian, the veil of density lifting, the last age of creation lifting. A new age is nigh, a new age is born. Koremen ayatere koretian, ean, onar. And take a moment now to feel the architecture, the pillars, the form, Tayan Ate, the ancient sun star architecture rising here, rising, rising all around you, upon the surface of the earth, aglow with sunlight, ancient, timeless, future. Now, Koyer, Ines, Korene Sen Amatatian. And so it is. Onenenare. Onenanare. And coming now back to your heart, your body, to this moment, here and now, having received the gift, the initiation of your Sunstar Temple, your ancient Sunstar Temple for the dawn. Keana of the diamond suns of before and before and before. So beautiful to feel them rising through our great circle all around the earth, and the lifting of the veils, the lifting of the weight that has held us bound until now. So much is lifting and changing. We stand forth in a different time. And as you anchor this into this world, know that the gentle star of radiance within your heart is twinned, that soul star purity and radiance of the one who you are is twinned to that power of command, to also to choose what is in your reality, to choose that power of command, to choose this diamond frequency, this diamond octave over and over again, and to affirm that. And I share so much more of this within Aurora. There is so much more to this teaching of the ancient temples of the Sun Star. And yeah, if you feel called to enter through this portal and this gateway, I'd be so honored to share all of this with you, and the ongoing rose moon of the rose light of Alacia Nora, the ancient elven rose gardens of the roses star-seeded long since by the elven, and this incredible new diamond white rose source light that is pouring through. And so with this, so many blessings. May your ancient Sunstar Temple shine with you, these exquisite architectures rising and rising so much with us now. You can keep unlocking, unfolding into this space, exploring more deeply still, tracking that heart of your feeling body, of your love, even your sorrow, our love, our sorrow, our joy, the full feeling notes, the full harp of our music as beings alive and sentient upon this earth, that all of this guides and guides us more deeply into this unlocking of the remembrance and the diamond dimensions of the dawn of all that we are. And so it is. So much love, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.